All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Maybe good evening to some of you. Welcome to joining the program overview session. This will be the first event for our virtual visit to the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering at Colorado School of Mines. So we have Kim online, who you probably already received plenty of emails and lots of contact information, lots of information about our program. Without her, we won't be able to host this event. So really thank her efforts. And also we have our department chair, Professor Anuj Chauhan, online. And we're really happy to have a very special guest, President Paul Johnson, to joining this event briefly. So it will be very, I would say that not every visit you will be able to see the president of a school, but for us, we see Paul quite often in various kind of events, especially involving students. So we're really happy to have him here. But more importantly, we have a president who is a chemical engineer by training. So I think that really makes Paul special here. So maybe Paul, can you speak to us for a few minutes?
Sure, be happy to, Ning. Hey, everyone, if I'm really curious sort of like where you're from. So if you could use the chat and maybe type, I don't know, what your current school or hometown or something like that in the chat area. I'm always really curious to see that. Hopefully, oh, there we go. Yeah. Brandon, I recognized your face. So since I just congratulated you a little while ago. Yes. Oh, oh, this is great. Oh, look at all these places. Excellent. Well, thank you for doing that. I know most of those places pretty well. So, yeah, I am the president of mine. Sometimes I'm also a faculty member. I have actually taught a class in chemical engineering. I also teach for the environmental engineers here on campus. In addition to being a chemie, I also have a daughter who's a chemie. So we've got two layers in our family there. Anyway, I just want to say, first of all, thank you for taking the time to check us out. I happen to think Mines is a really special and very unique place. I'm sure that all of you are amazing and you have lots of choices. And at some point, you're going to have to figure out which one of those choices is best for you. And ultimately, only you will know. More than likely, it will come down to something completely unquantifiable. But you want to pick a place that you're really going to enjoy for your graduate studies. So at the end of the day, it's what it comes down to it. Some of you probably already know graduate school's much different than undergraduate school. I think what's really cool about graduate school is the nature of the coursework and the interactions with the faculty and even what your life is like is much different. And so the things that might have been important when you select an undergraduate institution maybe are a little less important than how you choose a graduate institution, really taking a close look at the faculty and the things that are offered. And of course, I happen to feel we have just a great group of faculty in our CBE program here. They all love working with students. They do super cool research. I mean, CBE's got to be one of our most active research programs on campus, quantifiable by any metric, whether that's sort of dollars or papers or students engaged or anything like that. CBE has always been kind of central core to the Colorado School of Mines. And one of the other cool things about Mines is we're 147 years old. We'll celebrate our 150th anniversary in 2024. And the cool thing about Mines is it was originally established to produce the kind of engineers, applied scientists, knowledge and innovations that industry and society needed. And that's been our theme for 147 years. So what does that mean from a graduate program perspective? That means whatever you're studying, and if you're doing research, whatever you're doing research on, probably has a lot of applicability to the real world. I know that's something that was always important to me in my graduate work. You'll probably also see very close connections to industry and national labs and other things here that are probably much stronger than other universities as well. So, I'm always thinking ahead to, certainly when I was in graduate school, about what I was going to do next when I got done with graduate school. And so having the opportunity to have these close industry connections, close national lab connections, all the kinds of things you might be interested in the future is a great advantage here at Colorado School of Mines. I'll also say there's some other things, and some of you come from, so one of you is coming from like the largest state university in the country, which I happen to know pretty well because I was there for 21 years. And some of you come from other pretty good sized universities. Mines is kind of a smaller place than what many of you are used to. And I happen to think that's actually a really great advantage for graduate school. So when I went to grad school, I went from a large state institution to a school that was very much like Mines from many dimensions, size-wise and everything else. And Professor Wu knows it very well as well because he went to the same place. But there's some really cool things about smaller schools. And the neat thing is kind of everybody knows everybody. And when you're at a very large school in a graduate program, you might only know the chemical engineers. And it's actually to your benefit to know the mechanical engineers in graduate school and the electrical engineers and the material scientists and things like that. And you'll see that happen, and you'll see much greater degree of collaborations at a school our size than you might see at a much larger place. So that's another one of the things I really like about Mines is the sort of sense of community that we have, and really the ability to get to know people across programs. The other thing, kind of getting back to the careers theme, is that we very much care about our students' professional development. So that's a big theme for us. And one of the, I think, I have a daughter who recently completed her graduate programs, and her big concern was, okay, I know how to do graduate school work, but I don't know if I know how to do anything that's useful in the real world, right? And so having a program in a school that thinks through to that next step and puts you in position so you're actually confident when you're going out looking for that next job, whatever you do, is I think another one of those advantages of Mines. And then on top of all that, I don't think you can find a more beautiful place to go to school than Golden, Colorado. So if you, I think when I think about, again, graduate school, being outdoors was much more important part of just having a balanced life than life as an undergraduate student or things like that. And so really cool things about Mines is how many things there are you can do from the outdoors. We have an outdoor recreation center that sets up backpacking trips and all sorts of stuff. We're less than an hour away from the closest ski place. You can go out and explore Colorado and just have fun. And I think that adds to things. The other thing is Golden is a really cool community. I mean, for a town the size of Golden to have Colorado School of Mines, National Renewable Energy Laboratory, NREL, the most advanced ceramics manufacturing company in the world, Coors Tech, and the largest single point brewery in the world, all in one small place is pretty cool. And graduate students are known to frequent the brewery, so it is a nice feature in addition to the other things here in town. So it's and then on top of that, we're surrounded by the largest aerospace industry on a per capita basis, all sorts of other high-tech industries and things like that. So Colorado is just a great place that's so close to so many things that are important from a technology and graduate studies standpoint. So anyway, I'll just sort of say that, the other thing that sticks in my mind from my graduate time was the advice I was given was pick a place where you really would enjoy living for your graduate studies duration. It doesn't have to be the place you want to live the rest of your life, but pick some place where you're going to enjoy living and learning at the same time, and maybe check something out. It would be, Colorado's pretty different from where a lot of places you're at. And, you know, spending some time here is probably not a bad thing in your life. So anyway, lots of great things. Again, at the end of the day, you've got to choose what feels right for you. It's going to come down to probably how you feel about the faculty that you meet and kind of the cool things you can get to do here and the stuff that they're working on. But I hope you give us a good look. I hope I see a lot of you in the fall. It would be great to have all of you come to Minds. And I'll just sort of say I'm known to treat students at Starbucks. We do pizzas with the president's house. So the other thing you can do at Minds that you probably are not going to do at any other university is take advantage of all those things. So, and as you're making your decision, if a conversation with me would help you at all, I do this all the time. Just send me an email and my office will be happy to set up a conversation with you, and I'll be happy to talk to you about Minds or any of your other options. So feel free to take advantage of that. Email is paul.johnson@minds.edu. And with that, just have a great time checking us out.
Great, thank you very much. Professor Chaohan?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to follow Paul because he has pretty much covered everything that I think is relevant here. So, but I certainly want to thank Paul very much for, as you can imagine, the president is extremely busy, especially in current circumstances. So we greatly appreciate him taking the time. And he does it for every department. He certainly does more for chemical engineering. But again, I think he happily will do it for other departments, which again shows, you know, a lot of times what happens in a university, it kind of gets set up by the leadership. It all starts from the top. And you can imagine that a president who's willing to come and participate in grad recruiting, if that is the kind of university we are, that shows that it's a place where everybody is involved in everything. And you know, I was in the same situation as you. I mean, I wasn't looking for grad school. I was looking to move potentially because I was interviewing for department head. I was associate department head at Florida about 3 years back. And then I interviewed at Minds. And when I was made an offer, I still had to decide because, you know, it's not an easy thing to move your family from East Coast, from Florida all the way to Colorado. And there are obviously lots of great things. I think the reason I moved, of course, is that the quality of research and education at Minds is top notch. We can compete with the best in the world. But in addition to that, what really eventually convinced me was this feeling of a Minds family, of CB family. I think you'll hear this word all the time if you come to Minds, even if you don't come to Minds. I think over the next couple of days, you'll hear this, and we really believe in it. It's not just a phrase. All of us, including staff, faculty, students, undergrads and grads, because it's a smaller school, we really develop this pride in the department, in the university, and that brings us really, really close. And so we call it a CB family, and we call it a Minds family. I'm really proud of that. And in fact, very recently, we actually managed to quantify this because Paul actually just sent us an email earlier today where we had a survey done to look at how Minds is doing. You know, what do we think about the school? And what really came out of the survey, although we haven't, at least I haven't seen the detailed results, I think Paul has, but really came out was that all of us believe in this. All of us feel that we are a part of this Minds family. And again, I think that's something you will not see everywhere. I can assure you that you'll find top quality research at Minds. As I said, we are one of the best in the world in many of the areas in which we work in. But you'll also find high quality research at other schools. I know that. You know, you'll certainly find good research at top universities. You'll find research at pretty much every good school in the United States because we compete for the same research dollars. But what you will not find is this family feeling that we certainly have at Minds. And as Paul said, at the end of the day, when you're looking for a grad school, you certainly care about research. And I think that probably is one of the most important things, if not the most important. But the quality of life is equally important. I mean, you cannot succeed, you cannot thrive in an environment where your research is great, but you're not happy. And I can assure you that here, for a number of reasons, the quality of life is going to be exceptional for you. It's going to be exceptional, certainly, because of the location. The Colorado, as Paul said, is amazing. There are a lot of great things to do, especially if you're into skiing. You can't possibly find a better place. It's going to be great because the faculty will really care for you. Research advisor, you become a part of the family of your research advisor, not just that of the entire department. And even your students, fellow students will greatly care for you. Mines is not a place, at Mines, all students strive to be the best, and they are the best, but they don't compete with each other. It's not, oh yeah, what are you doing? And I want to publish more papers than you and things like that. It's no, if there's competition, it's very healthy competition. So at the end of the day, your students are supporting you, your staff and faculty are supporting you. And so I think you just will have a phenomenal life. And so, yeah, like Paul said, I hope to see most of you here in fall. And before I end, I want to thank Kim and Ning for organizing this. Ning obviously has done a phenomenal job. And Kim, I'm the department head, but I say I'm the department head in name. Kim is a real department head. So yeah, I think I thank Kim every chance I get, but really I think I thank her enough. So Kim, thank you again. And Ning, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. And yeah, over to you, please.
Thank you.
Kim, Ning, you're mute.
Ning is mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul and Anuj again. Really, you make my following introduction will be much easier. Okay, so thank you for your time. If you're willing to stay, feel free to stay, but otherwise I understand you guys have a very busy schedule as well. So in the following, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to talk about some details and also overview of our PhD program in our department. So just as what Paul and Anuj mentioned, this is really a beautiful place, as you can see. So this is a table, North Table Mountain. This is where we live in this town called Golden. Before we talk about our departments, I want to just give a brief overview about the agenda. So today will be the overview event, and starting from tomorrow, we will have tomorrow afternoon, early evening, 5 to 6:30 p.m. we will have this poster session, online poster session. So essentially every group, we have students to present their posters, and you can see the Zoom link. And also, you don't have to wait until tomorrow to see the poster. In fact, they have been posted online in this website. If you click the professor's name, and you will find at the bottom of the web page, you will find the link for the poster, as well as the a short video, probably 10 to 15 minutes video. So if you have time, I would really encourage you to take a brief look at that. And then it will be much easier for you to start a conversation with our students and ask more detailed questions about that. So that's for the tomorrow's poster session. And then on Wednesday, we have social events. So social hours with our current graduate students. We divide that into 2 sessions. So from 5 p.m. to 5:45 p.m., we have a conversation with our current students, and we put 4 breakout rooms with a broad categorization of research areas. So bioengineering, soft materials, materials for energy application, and gas hydrates. And then starting from 5:45 to 6:30, there will be another 4 breakout rooms about life at Mines, Golden, Colorado. So campus life, international students, life in Golden and Colorado adventures. We have a list of student hosts. So those are our current graduate students from first year all the way to 5th year, who's going to graduate very soon, but you're going to have plenty of opportunities to talk to them and ask questions and have a conversation with them. Then on Thursday, we will have a little bit more formal panel discussion with our current graduate students. So we have a number of panelists. They are actively involved in the Graduate Student Association in Chemical Engineering. Later, I will talk about that. And then at 6 p.m. I will join back, and we can have another brief conversation. And if you have any last minute questions, feel free to let me know. And also to facilitate this panel discussion, we would like to collect questions in advance. So if you have any questions in your mind that I won't be able to answer during this program overview, please make sure to send email to Kim. Anything, could be research, could be life, could be healthcare, could be life expenses or housing, and any questions that you want to know. And you can let Kim know so that we can send that back to the panelists so that they can be prepared and help answer the questions that you might have. All right, so this is basically the agenda for the virtual visit week. Is there any question? Are there any questions about the agenda? Okay, so if you have a question, you can speak out. You don't have to type it in chat because I may not be able to see that. All right, so with that, let's go back. And again, as Paul mentioned, right, so we are almost 150 years old. This is the public school, the first public school in Colorado, in fact. So our school is quite unique in the sense that it's relatively small, but almost every department is related to science and engineering. So in that sense, it's comparable size to engineering school in a very large public school. But because of its relatively small school, our student to faculty ratio is relatively low. So for those who haven't been able to visit Colorado or Denver areas, but if you're planning to come for the virtual visit, when you drive from Denver Airport to School of Mines, you will see this large capital M at the Lookout Mountain. So that's actually one of very significant symbol for us. So every, at the beginning of the fall semester, every year, the freshmen and new graduate students would carry, each would carry a 10-pound rock and go from the bottom of the lookout and all the way walk towards the top and put down one piece of rock. And at the time of graduation, you will be allowed to pick up one and bring it back. So this is the, I mean, very far away from the School of Mines, you will still be able to see that. And also this is powered by the solar power panel. So during the night, you can see that very clearly. And then the chemical engineering department is located in the so-called Alderson Hall. So this hall is named by one of our previous president long time ago. And my background is essentially this stained glass window that was designed by the artist. In fact, those are mouse-blown glass that's custom ordered from all over the world. And it symbolized, it's 4-story how high, so it symbolized the concept of flow. I think for chemical engineering, that should be a concept that everybody is very familiar with and also highly appreciate that. So it's very beautiful stained glass. All right, so our department, as Professor Chao had mentioned, it offers very high quality and well-funded research projects. So our research award is about $7 million a year. We have about 80 graduate students and postdoc fellows. The research programs are quite diverse, covers a list of topics that you can see here. Later, I'm going to give a little bit more details about each of the category, but pretty much everything that you can imagine that what chemical engineering can do, we're actually doing research on that. Our faculty actually wins lots of awards. So very significantly, 1 PCASE award winner and 8 National Science Foundation Career Awards, 1 Department of Energy Young Investigator Award winner, and 1 American Diabetes Association Career Award winners. So the quality of faculty here, you probably will see only in top school in the United States. In terms of the program, PhD program curriculum, so it's you're required to take 30 credit hours of courses, then another 42 credit hours of research. So there are 5 core courses in chemical engineering: advanced math, thermodynamics, kinetics. And this course, Introduction to Chemical Engineering Research and Teaching, is probably one that is very unique. You probably won't be able to see this in many other chemical engineering schools. But this is actually quite useful course that's going to prepare you for research and for preparing for the qualifying exam as well. And then another course will be transport phenomena. So those are 5 core courses. And then another 15 credit hours will be elective courses. That includes the thesis proposal course, 1 credit hours, and then another 600 level chemical engineering electives. Then for the other electives, you're free to choose any courses in any department, as long as that course will be beneficial for your interest and also for the research. So this is a brief timeline for our PhD program. During the first semester, you will be only taking courses. There will be 4 core courses: math, thermal, kinetics, and intro to research. At the beginning of the second semester, you will be taking a qualifying exam. The exam consists 2 parts. One part is 50% of it will be your GPA of those 4 core courses that you take in the first semester. And then another 50% will be a written and oral proposal that you're going to have during the qualifying exam. You will make a presentation, write a 2-page proposal, and our faculty would ask questions and you try to answer, and based on your presentation and your written report and your Q&A, faculties would give you grades for the qualifying exam. So if you pass the qualifying exam, you will be able to join a research group immediately after. So basically, starting from the beginning of second semester, you're going to start to do research. And then the next milestone will be at the end of 4th semester, you're going to finish a thesis proposal defense. So again, you're going to write a proposal that will lay out the plan for your thesis, and you're going to have oral defense in front of your thesis committee. After you finish that, you will become a candidate in PhD program, and the rest will be just finish your research, writing your thesis, writing papers, and defend your thesis. Usually, averagely speaking, our students take about 4.5 to 5 years to finish this PhD program. So I think research advisors selection is a very important part. And we also think this is a very important decision for you. So we do not allow you to, you don't have to make decision at the beginning. So you will be given a semester of time, which is essentially the first semester, to think and to talk to our faculty and to decide who you want to work with. So at the beginning of the first semester, around beginning of September, we're going to send out a list of available projects with one-page project descriptions. And then during the semester, the faculty would make short presentations about their projects so that you know what are the projects will be available and what are they. And then you can start to make appointments with our faculty members, start to talk with them about the project, about their research topic, about their lab, and about their management style. Not only you have chance to talk with our faculty, you're also welcome to talk to their graduate students so that you can learn the story from the other side. And you can make appointments as many as possible. You can talk to their graduate students as often as possible as well. So this really gives you plenty of time to think about it, to get familiar with different types of projects, different types of lab environment, and different managing style from the advisor. And your goal is to find the top three that most interests and think that best fit your personal style as well. So by December 1st, you just submit a form with top three choices of advisors and projects. And then at the beginning of January, after the qualifying exam, we're going to match your interest with faculty interests as well. But as I listed here, most of our students got their first choices, at least in the past few years. A very high proportion, like 90% of students got their first choices. So this is this is for students if you have a master degree already. So if you do have a master degree, it is possible that you can request a waiver for the core courses if you already taken those courses in your master institution, but with certain guidelines. So apparently we need to, you need to provide a course syllabus, and we need to examine that and make sure it's very similar to what we have here. And the grades has to be A- and above. And also the course has to be taught for both master and PhD students, so that we make sure the course will be at a similar level to the course that we give to our PhD students. And also you can transfer other courses as electives, but for those courses, you just need permission from your thesis committee, because they are more familiar with your research, and they can decide whether those courses are relevant or not. But anyway, if you do have a master degree, so you can transfer a significant number of credit hours if we deem that they are appropriate. That would save some time in terms of coursework. All right, so I think course is just the beginning part of a PhD, right? Your the major goal for PhD is to publish, to perform scientific research, publish papers, and finish theses. So the research is very important here. We are very proud of our research portfolio and the quality of research that our faculty are doing. So here I just list a few covers from high impact journals, and even some books that are written by our faculty. And you can see that a number of publications in the Journal of Science. So in terms of research areas, here I just broadly just put them into 4 categories. We're very strong in research related to energy, and this is also a unique part of mines overall speaking. A number of faculties working on both renewable energy, including solar cells, batteries, fuel cells, and biofuels, and other things, as well as some faculties still working in oil and gas industry, where there's still significant problems there. On the other hand, those problems need to be solved with novel materials. So organic, inorganic membranes, electronic materials, and soft materials, complex foods. Also, we have a number of faculty working in the bioengineering areas. Finally, there's computation, modeling component, and a few faculties use simulation methods to help design materials and help understand or explain experimental results, and potentially they can guide new experiments by computation. So we are located in the same town as the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, in fact, just 5 minutes away from us. So lots of faculties, a few faculties in our department has very close collaborations. A number of our students, in fact, spend more time at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory than in our department, partly because of the nature of the research that they have to do. But also, we're close to Denver. In fact, 15 minutes drive to downtown Denver. So for those bio research related faculties, they have strong collaboration with Children's Hospital in Colorado as well. So in the following, I'm just going to very briefly talk about the research of individual faculty. And I believe you, and starting from today, some of you probably already started to talk with our faculty. So here I just very briefly discuss the number of faculties who are doing very cool research in a variety of different topics. So first one is biomaterials and bioengineering. So we have 6 faculty. Professor Nanette Boy, she's trying to engineer the cells and try to make the cells to create fuels more efficiently by using the so-called metabolic engineering, so that it can generate biofuels more efficiently. Professor Kevin Cash, he's working on the so-called biosensors. So those are the nanoparticle-based sensors that can not only do the in vivo monitoring, but also can monitor over a long period of time, which is critical in many parts of the sensor designs. Professor Nuj Chauhan, who is the department chair, he's working on the contact lenses that can deliver drugs after surgery. So Professor Franz Was is interesting to understanding how to treat diabetes, and from the fundamental point of view to understand the cell-cell interaction and cell-tissue interactions. Professor Melissa Krabs is working on tissue engineering for drug delivery, and Professor David Marr is interesting to create artificial micro and nano robot that can swim in the capillaries. So this example is that this is try to clear out the blood clot by using those so-called nano wheels in the microfluidic channel. And then we have a very strong research in renewable energies. So this is specifically solar cells and batteries research. Both Professor Agarwal and Walden, they have a number of collaborators, and they have been collaborating them in the National Renewable Energy for a number of years already. So if you're interested in solar cells, batteries, and also thin film synthesis, so those are the faculty that you want to talk with, and they have strong connection with. And we also, you will be able to use the very world-class facilities there and perform experiments and doing characterization and try to improve the efficiency of solar cells. And the next one is about hydrates. So hydrates is something that's quite special that would typically happen at low temperature and high pressure in a pipeline, that when you have a mixture of water, gas, and oil. And those water molecules would try to form cage-like crystals where the gas molecule just sit in those cages. And it forms a crystal like so-called hydrates, which is somehow related to the ice, but it's not exactly the same. It's in fact create a significant flow assurance problem, because as you can see that those gas hydrate particle can aggregate and essentially block the pipeline. So we have a world-class hydrate research center, and this center is funded by probably more than 10 big oil and gas companies form industrial consortium and try to solve this problem, not only from the practical side, but also the fundamental side to understand the science about hydrates. On the other side, you can think about those hydrates could be materials to store, to host those gas molecules, such as methane and ethane. So this could be a energy storage materials as well. But this hydrate research center is really famous. I would say Professor Dandy Sloan wrote a classic, and Professor Cole wrote a classic textbook on this area, in this area. All right, so the next topic of research is about catalysis and the membrane separations. So Professor Korean is working on develop materials that can, porous materials that can be used for separation of gas molecules or for carbon dioxide capture. Professor Herring is working on fuel cells that can efficiently, using polymeric membranes, can efficiently run fuel cells. Professor Stephanie Kwam is working on catalysis, materials for catalysis. Those are the experimentalists, and Professor Gomez Squadron is doing computational simulation, a computational design of materials, not only try to explain what is observed in experiments, but also from theoretical point of view to try to design more efficient materials, better materials for the efficient catalysis or separation. Next one is on the soft matter and complex fluids, and that's the area that I'm working in. So we're basically working with anything that is soft, squishy, and involve the liquids and colloids. So here I just show you one example that this is yeast cell. It's attached with magnetic particles, and it can just essentially like a hybrid motor, which you can direct its direction, but also you can capture the cells, transport to another place and release it. And again, Professor Marr is working using the magnetic field to actuate pumps that are made by small particles or micro robots. Professor Semenuk is working on the interface between oil and water. And at this interface, this is two-dimensional materials called graphene. Essentially, you can use the interface to pack the graphene into two-dimensional conducting materials, but also you can use that as efficient colloidal surfactants. Professor David Wu and Professor Pak, they are doing computer simulations to try to understand various phenomena involved in the soft matter and complex fluids. All right, so that's basically the types of research that our faculty are doing. I really encourage you to talk to our faculty and ask more questions, find out cool ideas and available projects they're potentially offered. So other than research, I think Professor Chang had mentioned that you want to choose a place that you really love to live, right? So I agree with him that we're really a close family, not only faculty, but also students, and between faculty and students. So we have a graduate association in the department. It was formed a few years ago, and this called SIGA. And this organization actually helps organizing lots of events for the professional development, for example, here, but also help to organize a graduate student symposium, reach out to the first year students, as well as organizing a number of social events during the normal years. And you are going to see many of them during the social hours and the panelists. So I really encourage you to talk to them and ask as many questions as possible. So being a PhD student in our department, we're committed to provide you a stipend of $28,000. I think from year of 2022, it will be $29,000. And in addition to that, you don't have to pay the tuition fees, health insurance, everything will be covered by us. So the total value is, in fact, is beyond $60,000. And in terms of location, I really like, my family and I really like this place. It's fairly close to a big city, so 15 miles, 20 minutes drive to Denver, and 45-minute drive to the airport. If you like to travel, you know that to be close to a major airport is really provides significant advantage. And if you like city life, it's fairly close. On the other hand, we are also very close to the world-class ski resorts. So here is just a few examples that I can think of, but of course, there are many, many other options that you can do. So feel free to check out, talk with our current graduate students. So Mines, in fact, has a very beautiful geology museum, and we're literally just a 5 minutes walk from course. I know that some research group actually has group meeting there, so it'll be fairly cool. And also, I mean, Denver Art Museum is one of my favorites, but there's plenty of food, wines, and city life you can enjoy in Denver. And then I think really, Colorado is really a beautiful place that you enjoy outdoors, both in the summer and in winter. All right, so where do our graduates get jobs? In fact, they got jobs in very diverse types of places, industry, national laboratories, and as well as academia. And you can see that the types of industry actually covers quite wide range of that. So I think here I just provide you some information, but certainly cannot be complete. So I really encourage you to find out additional information in our graduate recruiting website. I think it's also on a second page on your agenda. You can find those information. So I will be available, and Kim sure will be also available. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Our department website, you can find out additional details about the graduate program. This is graduate school admission website. And for those who are international students, so you can contact the International Center. Especially, I understand that nowadays the visa could be a potential problem because of the COVID-19, so everything be delayed. So if you need help, please feel free to let us know. We can connect you to the international, connect you with international office so that we can help make the visa application process faster or smoother. So one last thing is about the in-person campus visit. So if you're interested in have a campus visit, so those are the dates. And because of the guideline provided by State of Colorado and School of Mines, on each day we can only host 5 visitors, but we will try our best to accommodate their needs. So here are a list of events that currently we're planning. So we will have campus tour, lab tour. And if you're interested to talk to our faculty, one-on-one faculty meeting, we will try to make arrangement on that. And also we're thinking to organize some 2 hours or 1 hour outdoor activities with our current graduate students. But if you like to see anything else, or if you have any special needs for the in-person visit, please feel free to let us know. All right, I guess I have talked too much. So any questions?
I have a question about, oh.
No, you can go.
Okay, I have a question about the qualifying exams.
Yeah.
You say the written and oral proposal. So are we just writing something theoretical, or should we kind of aim it towards the research group that we're interested in?
Right, good question. I missed that. So I think 1 month before the qualifying exam, we're going to provide a list of review papers. Those are papers provided by each of our faculty on their own research area. So then you're going to just pick one review paper based on your research interest, and you're going to analyze that. And then based on that, you're going to propose a short-term, like 2-year research, and write 2-page research proposal and make 20 minutes presentation on that.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Alex, you have a question?
I had a very related question, so I think that answered mine.
Okay.
Can I ask what School of Mines' estimate is, or their plan is in terms of coronavirus for the coming semester?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So I think at this moment, we're planning to have as many as possible for the in-person class. So this is our current plan. I think the situation will become better than last year and this semester. So hopefully even for last fall, we actually offers about 50% in-person class. So this fall, I think we probably would have way more than that. And for all our PhD students, we expect that all of them to be on campus because in the first semester, you will be supported by teaching assistantship. Although that doesn't mean that you have to be in person in the class if that class is not going to be taught in person, but some of you will be able to, will have to be in person, say, for example, for the laboratory-based course. But some of you probably would be grading the homework and having office hours online. So the in-person contact with our undergraduates could be minimum, but still we require all the students to at least live in Golden and be in person, because eventually you have to go to the research lab and you have to do research. Yeah.
So Ning, would you like the official presidential response?
Of course.
Everything you said was great. I just in case people I know you're all at different institutions and you all had different experiences this year probably. But to just give you some sense, we have been in person since the beginning of the year. We offered about, in the fall, it was, I think 70% of all classes had an in-person component to them. This spring, it's about 75%. We're building a schedule for the fall that's sort of a normal schedule. That's plan A. We'll have a plan B that basically is what we're doing this semester. So if you're wondering what the sort of range of scenarios is, that's what it currently is right now. The nice thing about Mines, again, relative to a comprehensive university, is engineers and scientists are really good at following directions, and and so we have not sort of had the issues that a lot of other schools have had as a result of that. So. And Cooper, I know where you're from, so I know that place really well. Actually, my daughter graduated with her undergraduate from the same place, so.
And the school has done a really great job as far as social distancing requirements and classroom setups, testing, communicating all the information. So it makes you feel safe.
Sorry, I have another question then. No one else has one. So we TA our first semester, correct? That's required. Do we get to
Correct.
choose the class that we TA for?
You can give us your preference, and we would definitely consider that. We're not going to just randomly assign you for courses. So we will look at your background and depending on what courses that you have taken, and then try to match our needs. So we would try to assign the course that you feel comfortable with. I mean, definitely you're not going to teach a course that you haven't learned that before.
That's good. Okay, thank you.
Professor, I have a question related to the coursework. Are we supposed to take all of the core subjects mentioned in the first semester, or we can take it up later on as well?
So you're going to take the 4 of the core courses in the first semester. So we have 5 core courses. In the first semester, you're going to take 4 of them. Advanced math, thermodynamics, reaction kinetics, and introduction to research and teaching. And then in the second semester, you're going to take the 5th core course, which is transport phenomena. So that's essentially everyone will do that. But beyond that, for the elective courses, you can decide, or you and your advisor can decide. Many of our students finish all the coursework within the first 2 years. That's just because they want to focus more on the research, and also taking classes early would also help you learn things, so which would facilitate their research. But it can be flexible. It all depends on you and your advisor's judgment.
And for transferring the credits, is the minimum grade A- mandatory?
That's right.
That's mandatory. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Well, I'm sure you still have questions, but probably not to me. That's fine. So I really encourage you to ask lots of questions to our current graduate students, right? So I encourage everyone to find out, right, the other side of the story. Don't fully trust me, but you should trust them more. So in the poster sessions, you can ask questions regarding the research that you're doing, but also ask their lives, right? How the lab look like, and also in the social hours, please feel free to check out things that you're interested. With that, I think it's 6 p.m. and I really thank Anuj and Paul. I didn't expect that you keep staying on that, but thanks everyone. I know some of you probably are very quite late. Let us know if you have any question or any things that we can try to accommodate for this virtual visit week, and really hope that you enjoy this. I mean, it's a little bit different. I mean, usually we have very large events, dinners with our faculty and students. But unfortunately, we won't be able to do this year. But still, we really hope you can find out as much as possible information that will be helpful for you to make that decision. And of course, we hope that you eventually choose our department. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ning. I thought this went
Bye,
really,
Lutz.
really well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you
I
for
think-
spending time.
I think it
with
might have even
us.
gone better than a face-to-face, right?
I hope so. I mean, I think you and Paul really speak out a lot. I mean, hopefully that will, it's. I mean, I don't think every other schools would have a department chair or a president to talk to the students during this event. So I don't know. Hopefully it would work out nicely.
All right, cool. But yeah, you did a fantastic job. Also, your slides were really, really nice. So thank you for doing all of that.
All right. Have a good night. Yeah.
Good night. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.